Hi, I'm Bill Fletcher, Senior Director of Destination Marketing for Holland America Line. We are on location in Alaska and the Yukon to help you understand how we make our guests' vacation dreams become reality. Holland America Line has been showing visitors Alaska and the Yukon for more than 70 years. We're proud to offer more ways to explore both the must-see and the seldom-seen highlights than any other cruise line. All of our land and sea journeys have two core components: an unforgettable Holland America Line cruise of Alaska's famed Inside Passage, and up to 3 nights at Denali National Park. All of our land and sea journey itineraries feature our amazing McKinley Chalet Resort as the ultimate base camp for Denali adventures. There's a good reason Alaska and the Yukon are known as the Great Land. It's a place of superlative natural beauty, and it's really, really big. While others connect the dots between a few of Alaska's iconic highlights, Holland America Line has customized more than a dozen land and sea journeys to give our guests the opportunity to find their perfect balance of both the must-see and the seldom-seen wonders of this incredible destination. Our popular Denali land and sea journeys combine our 7-day Glacier Discovery cruise featuring Glacier Bay National Park, and depending on the direction, a second day of glacier cruising at either Hubbard Glacier or College Fjord, with the highlights of Alaska's interior and a stay of up to 3 nights at Denali National Park. But that is literally just the beginning. Our Yukon and Denali land and sea journeys offer 2 shorter cruise options: a 3-day cruise of Alaska's Inside Passage from Vancouver to Skagway, or a 4-day cruise in the reverse direction that includes Glacier Bay National Park. Both of these are paired with the chance to explore not only Denali and Alaska's interior, but also to venture far off the beaten path to the wild wonders and Klondike Gold Rush history of the Yukon. Our Denali Land and Sea Journey series are labeled D1 through D9. We've organized them by how many nights they include at Denali National Park, starting with our exclusive 3-night or triple Denali options, and ranging to our time and budget-friendly 1-night Denali offerings. Let's take a closer look at Land and Sea Journey D1. Our helpful bar chart visually depicts the day-by-day itinerary as well as the modes of transportation. And of course, all of our land and sea journeys are available in both the land-first or the cruise-first direction. D1 happens to be one of my personal favorites because it features our exclusive 3-night or triple Denali stays and is representative of what's so great about this series of itineraries. The cruise first direction starts off with our 7-day Glacier Discovery cruise from Vancouver, sailing the Inside Passage, visiting Ketchikan, Juneau, Skagway, and Glacier Bay National Park. On day 7, guests disembark in Whittier and take our special cruise train to Anchorage. The following day, guests will wake up in Anchorage and board our beautiful McKinley Explorer domed railcars to Denali for a 3-night stay and their included Tundra Wilderness tour. On day 11, they're transported to Fairbanks for their final overnight. We'll begin our overland journey here in Whittier. This is the place where most of our land and sea guests transition from the elegant comfort of our perfectly sized Holland America Line ships and their overland adventures that take them deep into Alaska's interior, and for some, to discover the magic of the Yukon as well. After many years of calling in Seward on our Glacier Discovery cruises, in 2021 we've made the decision to move to Whittier as the new embarkation and disembarkation port for these itineraries. It means that Glacier Discovery cruise guests will not only experience Glacier Bay National Park, but also either the magnificent and massive Hubbard Glacier or the majesty of cruising in glacier-studded College Fjord. 2 dedicated days of glacier cruising is huge news. Another big advantage of calling in Whittier is that it's much closer to both Anchorage and Denali National Park. Besides being more convenient in general, this also means that we can now offer several land and sea journeys with the option to travel directly between our ships and Denali. And for the first time, all of our land and sea journeys include the McKinley Explorer Dome Rail experience. And for those guests who still want to visit Seward, we have the perfect land and sea journey for them. Depending on their direction, they'll stay 2 nights in Seward before or after they visit Denali. From the ship in Whittier, there are several options for Holland America Line guests to make their way to Denali. For those guests on our direct to Denali itineraries, they will board either a motor coach or our beautiful McKinley Explorer domed rail cars headed straight to the park. The rest of our land and sea guests will either board the Alaska Railroad's cruise train or a motor coach for a scenic journey to Anchorage, Seward, or the renowned Alyeska Resort. All of our land and sea guests travel between Anchorage and Denali National Park aboard the luxurious domed rail cars of the McKinley Explorer. These are among the largest domed rail cars in the world and have been especially built for Holland America Line. For Holland America Line guests, the McKinley Explorer is either an 8-hour train ride to or from Anchorage and Denali National Park, or a slightly longer but direct connection between their ship in Whittier and the park. It runs on a schedule specifically tailored to Holland America Line guests. Depending on the direction, the McKinley Explorer delivers guests to Denali or Anchorage with plenty of time to get settled in before dinner. This is an important point, since many other cruise lines put their guests on a train that arrives in Anchorage at 8 p.m. or later from Denali.
All right, and if you get lost, you blame everyone in front of you.
The McKinley Explorer is the most scenic and luxurious way to travel across Alaska. The large glass dome windows run the full length of the car, offering superb 360-degree views from every seat. The upper deck has assigned, forward-facing seating, and for those guests traveling as a family or as a group, we'll make sure to seat them together. The lower deck has plenty of open-air platforms to move around and get some fresh air, elegant dining cars where guests can enjoy our delicious, made-to-order meals, both breakfast and lunch, and as always, service is at the heart of everything we do.
The crew that come on board and work every day, their life is about service. We have 6 personnel on every rail car managing and taking care of all the guests' needs throughout the day. Their life is about taking care of the guest. And truly, when the guest comes on here, we try to spoil them as much as possible.
What I try to find for the guests is something that they'll only find from the train through these windows. So I call it rail specific. You're going to go around Alaska as a traveling guest all over, but I try to find a view of Denali that's only found on the train, or find a bridge crossing where you literally can look down at salmon. You can't get that from the road. And I like bridging the gap from the water to the rail, to the lodges and all that. And it's really neat to just kind of be an extension of the variety that you get on a ship and what we can present to the guests as well.
Our McKinley Explorer rail guides are an experienced group of travel experts. But few have logged as many miles through Alaska's interior as Alaska Railroad's train conductors.
Well, you know, after 30 years of doing this, and it's been interesting how I can interact with so many people that it's been their life dream to come to Alaska, and they're actually achieving it and how they're so excited about it. I adopt every one of these kids that come on board. I got their back and they know it. They call me Grandpa a lot of them, and I'm glad. They're my kids.
Right now we're walking through the lower dining car and we're about to walk into the kitchen to see where all the action happens and where made-to-order breakfasts and lunches are prepared for our guests. All of the food on board is prepared made-to-order by our talented team of cooks who know how to make a great omelet while on a moving train.
The Eggs Benedict is probably the prettiest thing on the breakfast menu. We'll do the English muffin on the bottom, crab cakes, and then the eggs, and then we'll do hollandaise on top of everything, and then it'll get a nice side of potatoes. Yeah, I love working on the train.
Upstairs, Jeffrey, who's been tending bar on the McKinley Explorer for 4 seasons, appreciates the scenery and wildlife, but also knows the importance of having fun while traveling.
If you're on vacation, you should be having a good time. And when you're on my train, we usually have a good time on my train. Every day is absolutely different, especially with the different guests that you're meeting on the train. The guests want to know about you and where you come from and what your interests are and what you like to do. And you're traveling and they share their traveling memories with you as well.
There's a sense of pride when we come out here and work on the train cars every day. We have an opportunity to really make an impact with our guests and create not only just the unique experience of traveling on a double-decker train car, but also giving them the best quality service that we can.
Denali National Park is an almost unbelievable concentration of the wild wonders of Alaska. It's 6 million acres of Alaskan superlatives. That's larger than the state of Massachusetts. We've been showing visitors this amazing place for more than 70 years. And honestly, nobody is more qualified than Holland America Line to deliver the ultimate Denali guest experience. It's no surprise that Denali is the #1 reason our guests are inspired to venture deep into Alaska's wild interior. Just a short distance from the park entrance is our expansive 60-acre McKinley Chalet Resort. Located on the banks of the Nenana River, this exclusive Holland America Line property provides the ultimate base camp for Denali adventures. Nestled in the heart of our McKinley Chalet Resort is Denali Square. This is the anchor attraction of the property, a central gathering place for our guests. There is so much to see, do, and experience here. At one end of the Denali Square Boardwalk is our Artist in Residence Cabin, a program created to experience the story of Denali through art. Guests have a chance to learn, one-on-one with an artist, and gain hands-on experience in a wilderness setting. It's a fun and memorable way for guests to connect with Denali through art and create some unique mementos from their stay with us.
I've been coming up here for 20 years. I love people, and I love helping people. I love teaching people. So it's just a relationship you establish with the guests that come in here.
Welcome to the music of Denali.
At the other end of the boardwalk is our Music of Denali Dinner Theater at the Gold Nugget Saloon. The evening includes a family-style dinner and a musical comedy performed by a talented group of musicians and singers. After a day of sightseeing, it's a great way to kick back, laugh, and bring to life Denali's colorful history. Right in the heart of Denali Square is our outdoor amphitheater. This is a great spot for guests to enjoy a presentation by a National Park Ranger, enjoy a glass of wine with family and friends, or make s'mores by the fire pits, and listen to live music under the midnight sun. We're here in Karstens Public House, named after the first superintendent of Denali National Park, Harry Karstens. Inside, Karstens feels like a rustic Alaskan ski lodge, with high-beam ceilings, architectural lines balanced with contemporary artworks, modern fireplaces, and intricate details throughout. This is an amazing destination for our guests to share stories of their Denali adventures, to enjoy a meal and a glass of wine on the deck, and to simply enjoy this beautiful atmosphere. One of the exciting new things that you may not have heard about here at our McKinley Chalet Resort are our new Denali Suites. Just steps from Denali Square, these new Denali Suites are the largest and most luxurious rooms we've ever offered guests. Featuring a spacious balcony with views across the river into the park, a larger living area, and enhanced amenities. And for the first time, guests can actually reserve these premium rooms in advance. Only Holland America Line includes the Tundra Wilderness Tour on all 2- and 3-night stays at Denali. This is the most in-depth tour of Denali National Park, It's simply the best way to see the big animals that everybody dreams about seeing when they come to Alaska: the moose, caribou, Dall sheep, the Alaskan gray wolf, and of course, grizzly bears. The Tundra Wilderness Tour takes our guests all the way to the very best vantage point. From this spot, guests have a superb view of the mountain, unparalleled anywhere else in the state.
If you want to see Denali, you've got to go into the heart of the park, to the prime wildlife viewing, and that's where the Tundra Wilderness Tour takes you. All the way to mile 62, the wilderness and the expanse and the size and scale of Alaska is unparalleled. It's a place I love to be able to share with new people, and I love to see the passion develop in people as they set their eyes on a pure landscape and the pure wilderness that is Denali National Park.
Fairbanks is Alaska's Golden Heart City. For guests traveling on our Denali Land and Sea journeys, Fairbanks is the beginning or the end of their journey. For those traveling on our Yukon and Denali Land and Sea journeys, Alaska's second largest city is the hub where guests make the transition from the must-see highlights of Alaska's interior to the seldom-seen wonders of the Yukon. Fairbanks is home to two of the most popular and highly rated excursions in all of Alaska. Depending on the itinerary, we've included one or both of these on our land and sea journeys. The Riverboat Discovery is a 3-hour cruise on the Chena River that introduces guests to life in the last frontier, native culture, and champion sled dogs.
It's an honor for us to get to introduce cruisers to this part of the world. We get to surprise them and see the wonder and delight on their faces. It truly is just so much more than a boat ride, and we love doing it.
Gold Dredge 8 is an opportunity for guests to take a trip back in time through Alaska's gold mining history, try their hand at gold panning, and experience life like the prospectors during the gold rush.
Our family's partnership with Holland America Line began in 1950. All of the structures here are original structures that were built during the gold mining days. People really get the feel and a sense of that when they visit this place. There's so many experiences. There are really moments that they will treasure for their life. And our partnership has lasted 60+ years. I really had the wonderful experience of meeting people from all over the world and to share our story and our state, the love that we have for this area and the experiences of this area with the guests from Holland America Line.
Holland America Line is proud to be the only cruise line that offers the chance to combine an Alaskan cruise with the chance to visit the Yukon as well. In fact, the Yukon is consistently one of our highest rated programs that we offer anywhere in the world. Holland America Line offers 6 Yukon and Denali Land and Sea journeys, ranging from 9 to 18 days. All of these journeys are available in either the land first or the cruise first direction, and each includes 2 or 3 night stays at Denali. Y4 is one of my favorites. Starting in the land first direction, guests travel from Anchorage to Denali aboard the McKinley Explorer Dome train. They spend 2 nights at Denali, followed by an overnight in Fairbanks. From Fairbanks, they take a short flight to historic Dawson City for a 2-night stay and the ultimate Klondike Gold Rush experience. From Dawson, it's on to Whitehorse and Skagway via the White Pass and Yukon Railroad. On day 8, guests step aboard their elegant Holland America Line ship for an unforgettable voyage to Glacier Bay National Park, Ketchikan, and the Inside Passage before disembarking in Vancouver on day 12. Guests traveling on one of Holland America Line's Yukon and Denali Land and Sea journeys will take a short 1-hour charter flight from Fairbanks to historic Dawson City for a 2-night stay.
Welcome to Dawson.
An exclusive feature of our Yukon and Denali Land and Sea journeys are Holland America Line's professional journey hosts. These seasoned local experts travel with our Yukon guests throughout the land portion of their journey, leading the way and helping them get the most out of their great land adventure.
Just a couple things to note. On the back there will be some important information regarding luggage, check-in. There's a few little nice hikes that take you out to the point, which is around kind of...
Our journey hosts are available to arrange excursions, make dining arrangements, answer questions, and generally address any concerns or needs that our guests have along the way.
First time on a cruise, first time in Alaska. The service that you get is tremendous.
She is doing a fabulous job. Got the best group and the best journey host.
So here we are in one of my favorite places really anywhere. We're standing on the Midnight Dome behind Dawson City, Yukon. Below us we see the Klondike River flowing into the Yukon River. This is the epicenter of the Klondike Gold Rush story. One of the things I love about this place is that it's still, after more than 120 years, a working gold town. Today people come from all over the world, not only to experience Dawson City's colorful Klondike Gold Rush history, but also to explore and discover the vibrancy of this town today. In Dawson City there are plenty of excursions. Many Holland America Line guests enjoy the chance to cruise the Yukon River on a restored paddle wheeler, the Klondike Spirit. Head to the heart of the Klondike gold fields and spend the afternoon panning for gold. Or come to the Midnight Dome for 360-degree views of town and the gold fields.
When Holland America guests get off the buses and the cruise ships and they come to Dawson City and they meet locals. You know, our town is not scripted, and it's an authentic place. And when you walk around the streets of Dawson, you see that it's a real town. People live here, they work here. So whether you're out on the Dempster Highway with us, out in the wilderness, or if you're just walking up and down some of the Dawson City streets, you're getting the real experience.
Just about everyone who visits Dawson City has a story from Diamond Tooth Gertie's, Canada's oldest gambling hall. Here you can try your luck at various games of chance, take in the Can-Can show, and experience a night at the saloon just like the original Stampeders. It's a lot of fun.
You walk through the doors of Diamond Tooth Gertie's, you hear the din, you smell the smells. It's very much the gold rush. This is definitely the spirit of Dawson City. You can hear people hooting and hollering and excited over winning. It's a very immersive experience.
Let's hear it for Shaw, everybody.
Holland America guests should come here as part of their Yukon journey because it's completely immersive. If you go to Alaska, you have to come to the Yukon because it's really where it all started. Come on north to Alaska with the Holland America Cruise Line. Do not miss the chance to come to Dawson City, Yukon and Diamond Tooth Gertie's. My girls and I are waiting.
Dawson City may be a place you've never even heard of, but I guarantee if you come and discover it with Holland America Line, your time here will become a treasured lifetime memory. Its spectacular and remote setting, combined with its colorful and almost unbelievable Klondike Gold Rush history, make it one of the best kept travel destination secrets anywhere. Following our Yukon adventure, it's time to return to Alaska. Guests take either a short flight or a motor coach from Dawson City to Whitehorse, and then most will continue on to Skagway aboard the famous White Pass and Yukon Railroad. The narrow gauge White Pass and Yukon Route Railroad is a highlight for many Holland America Line guests and is exclusively included with most of our Yukon and Denali land and sea journeys.
Thanks for coming with us. Are you having a good cruise?
This 28-mile rail excursion descends over the White Pass and down into Skagway, Alaska, taking you through glacier valleys, dramatic tunnels, and across breathtaking trestles. Traveling along the same routes as the gold-hungry Klondike Stampeders is an unforgettable experience. Here we are in beautiful Skagway, Alaska, and from our parking spot right here at the Broadway dock, we're looking right into the heart of Skagway, right down Main Street, known as Broadway. Holland America Line guests may overnight here in Skagway at our very own Westmark Hotel, perfectly situated right in the heart of downtown Skagway. Or they may connect directly with their Yukon and Denali overland adventure. This place is unique in all the world. Located at the far northern tip of Alaska's Inside Passage, Skagway owes its very existence to the Klondike Gold Rush. Skagway is a real playground of opportunity. Simply walk the boardwalks of downtown Skagway, or you can dive deep into the Klondike Gold Rush story, or take an excursion that can show you not only the history, but also the amazing Alaska wilderness that surrounds us, both here in Skagway and in the neighboring town of Haines. We know that Alaska is largely a first-time cruise destination. A lot of our guests that cruise with us to Alaska aren't really sure if this is where they want to invest their vacation time. So these Yukon and Denali land and sea journeys are perfect for them. Our carefully crafted itineraries get you closer to the real Alaska. Whether you're cruising through Glacier Bay National Park or embarking on a tundra wilderness tour deep into Denali National Park, or following in the footsteps of fortune seekers across the Yukon Territory. Our itinerary planning expertise and longtime partnerships with local experts will give you a perspective you won't find anywhere else. If visiting Alaska has been on your bucket list, we invite you to come and let our experience be your guide.